Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. And of course, for those of you that celebrate it, happy Thanksgiving, hence the turkey hat. Yeah, he's fun, isn't he? Anyway, yes, happy Thanksgiving, no matter where you are in the world. I hope you enjoy it. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit different this year. Normally a big round the table sort of celebration, but obviously down to social distancing, I'm sure that isn't happening quite as much this year. But however you are celebrating, I hope it is a good one. And of course, happy Thanksgiving means we know what day it is tomorrow, don't we? Yes, it's Black Friday. I'm going to take this off. Sorry, I just can't keep it on. It's just too hot. Black Friday, I have no idea how my hair looks, but Black Friday tomorrow and Cyber Monday on Monday. So here in the UK, over the last few years, it's got really, really big. So it's going to be really, really busy. It does mean the couriers are busy, Royal Mail are busy, everybody is busy. And of course, this year, because of COVID, more people have been ordering online anyway, be it their vegetables from Tesco or a broom from Amazon, or their Christmas shopping. They'd normally go out and do the Christmas shopping, ordering more online. So expect it to be busy is my message there, as it is most years. So expect delays as well on couriers. So I know we have our delay. I don't know what it is. We're filming this on Monday. Hopefully it'll be down a little bit compared to where it is now, our backlog. But that, even on top of that, if you order something for same day, next day delivery, whenever it goes out, don't expect it necessarily the next day. It might be there. DPD did a really, really good job last year and the year before. So it might arrive, but just expect delays is really what I'm saying. At the moment, I know I mentioned it the other week, was it last week? Royal Mail, second class. I really wouldn't bother with that at the moment. We are seeing big delays with second class Royal Mail. So probably avoid it if you absolutely want something as soon as possible. Courier, either DPD or Parcel Force, is the best way to go. DPD, in our opinion, is the best way to go because you've got all the tracking, you've got the app and everything else. So yes, expect delays there. Anyway, Christmas is coming. So we've actually got our Christmas time sorted already. We're staying open until 1 o'clock on Christmas Eve. And then we are going to reopen again on the 29th. So anything going out on Christmas Eve, the morning of Christmas Eve, you'll probably get that on the 29th because it's Saturday, Sunday, the bank holiday will be on the Monday, so it'll be the Tuesday. So anything that you've ordered by courier will arrive at that time. And we're open 29th, 30th, and until 1 o'clock on New Year's Eve. And then we close, and then we're open again as normal on the 4th of January. We will put those out there on social media. We'll put them out there on the website and everything. But I just thought I'd tell you for the first time what our Christmas opening hours are going to be, and you will be able to make collections as usual. So I've got another apology. Yes, an apology. We booked some things in that we never actually had. You know, the heirlooms, the big nutcracker, that's what they're called. And we booked 75 of those in, but we never actually received them. We received 75 of another product. And I know a few people got the email me when available notification saying they were in and went on and purchased them. We weren't overselling. We don't do that. We only sell whatever it is we have in the building. So those of you that were affected, I do apologize. But yeah, we wait until we've got products in the building and then we sell them because, for instance, as an example, we ordered 1,000 candy canes from Grabo, and we only got 100. If we'd have sold those or pre-sold those 1,000, we would have had a lot of disappointed people. So we don't do that. We wait until things are actually in the building, we count them, we book them onto our system, and that is when the emails go out. If you're new to Balloon Market and you see something is out of stock, you have an email me when available button, click on that, and as soon as that is booked in onto our system, you get an email automatically, and then you can go and buy it. And that way it's fair for everybody. But yes, we don't oversell, we don't pre-sell for this very reason. So, but of course this was nothing to do with that, it was just a mistake. It was a human error. And Clara, I will give you her name, actually booked it in accidentally. But yeah, she has been severely reprimanded. She's not really. It's just a mistake, and these things happen. So apologies to everybody that was affected by that. Now, clearance. Our clearance section at balloonmarket.co.uk is where we put all our discontinued products, and there's normally big discounts on them, things that we've got lots of, but also if you're new to Balloon Market, is once the season is finished, so we've just had Halloween, then we put all the Halloween stock we've got left into clearance. And we normally take 20% off. It might be a little bit more, but normally it's about 20%. The theory behind it is we don't want to have all of that on the shelf because we need as much space as possible to hold the stock for the rest of the year. So we put it all into clearance. It just means that if you're organized, you found that there's a particular design that's worked really, really well for you this year, then you can get that in and hold on to it until next year and get a much better deal on it. And don't forget, each year most manufacturers put their prices up, so we put our prices up accordingly as well. So you could be saving 25-30% on what you would normally spend on it maybe if you order it sort of now rather than wait until next year. But yeah, we do that for every season, for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, New Year, etc., etc. So it's just something, if you are new to Balloon Market, that is worth knowing. Now, on the Facebook groups recently, and again, it might be because there's a lot of new people out there to the industry, new people to the industry out there even, pricing has been, a lot of people are asking questions about pricing. What would you charge for this? What would you charge for that? It's really, really, really important you understand pricing and you get pricing right, and it's your pricing. There's a lot of different factors. In fact, we did a show about it with Mark a few years ago, Mark from Qualitex, and we sat down and we talked about it. And from that conversation, Mark's show explained all about it. It's worthwhile watching. We'll put it on the screen. It's definitely a worthwhile show to watch. But from that conversation, Mark showed me the job cost form that Qualitex have been using for decades. It's a Qualitex form. Been using it for decades, and Mark went through it with me. And I have to be honest, even after 12, 13 years in the business at the time of filming that show, I didn't completely understand it. So I understand it now, and Mark went through it with me, went through it off screen as well. And I've got a better understanding of it. But what I wanted to do is make it as easy as possible for everybody out there to be able to do your pricing accurately. So I took that form and created what we call our interactive pricing tool. And it's a free tool, and basically it takes away, you don't have to understand it quite as much. You just have to enter in your figures. So I thought today I would show you that because I know there are a lot of people out there that are new to the industry, but it's really, really important to get your pricing right. So what you do, you go to the website, balloonmarket.co.uk, and scroll down. And there's a clearance section I was just talking about, and you get to useful resources. Click on that. There's all sorts of useful resources on here, manufacturer resources, liftability, talking about our training, BMTV, blog, social media, etc. The one we want is right at the top, and it's the interactive pricing tool. Click on that. There is the show that I did with Mark. Definitely worth a watch if you're new or you just want to revise your prices. Like I'm saying, pricing is probably one of the most important things you can do. Anyway, you go over here, download your interactive pricing tool. Simple as that. There it is. You open it up, opens in Excel or whatever spreadsheet program you have, and it is really, really simple. So it should open on this page. I will fix that, but it's really simple. You've got your customer details on here, your contact details, job number, event date, blah blah blah, and then anything that is in the amber color, that's where you can click in and you can change it. It's got some examples in here. And then the blue, you can't touch that, and that's where the spreadsheet does the maths for you. And along the bottom here you have tabs. So if you prefer to do it manually, then you can print this sheet off, and you can do it the old-fashioned way with a pen and paper. And if you're not too sure how to work out the figures that are here, then you've got the third tab along, and that gives you all the formulae for actually doing that. And then we've got the fourth one, which is sorting out your helium calculation costs. I'm really excited about this because I've just added this new table here that allows you, if you know the balloon capacity of your balloon that you're trying to get the cost for, and you know how much you pay for helium over here, then that will tell you exactly how much helium you are putting into, cost-wise, you are putting into a balloon. I think it will surprise you, and I think that's an area that a lot of people get very, very wrong. I think a lot of people are still thinking that, you know, it costs 50p to fill a balloon. Yeah, probably not the case. Anyway, let's focus on the main area here, and the pricing tool. So I'm going to clear these example figures that we've got in here, and we'll start on our own. Okay, so materials. It's coming up to Valentine's Day. Let's say we're going to do a very simple column. We need 25 latex balloons and a foil balloon topper. So if we have, say it's red 11-inch Qualitex balloons, and we need 25 of those. So say we're going to do 20 for the column, and you need a couple for a water weight and maybe a few just in case. And they work out roughly about 12p each. I am including VAT, assuming that a lot of people, most people, are not VAT registered. If you are VAT registered, then you can obviously claim your VAT back. But we're going to do this. And then we have the foil balloon as well. Let's go for Love Struck Panda. I believe it's Love Struck Panda Bear by Qualitex. One of those. And let's put the price in there, and that's £3.64 again, including the VAT. Just realised I've charged £12 per balloon. It's actually 12 pence per balloon. It's not £300. There you go. It's £3. And what else might we need? We might need a 260Q, and I have not got the price. I forgot to check that, so I'm going to say you need a couple of those just to put down the column, through the column, if you're going to do it that way. And say they're just, I don't know, let's imagine they're the same as an 11-inch balloon. I don't actually know what the cost is, but let's say that. So there you go. They've got your costs, and you're going to air fill these, so you don't need to worry about helium at this stage. So it's only £6.88, so you might think, brilliant, I'll sell that for a tenner and make myself a few quid. However, you've got to consider your cost of you as the person doing this, and you've got to allow for your time. And it's very tempting when you first start out to not consider your time, but it's a really good habit to get into, that you do consider your time. So when you're working for somebody, you get paid X pounds an hour, but that's for all the hours that you work. So say you work 8 hours a day, you get paid, say, £10 an hour. However, when you're working for yourself, you're unlikely to be working 8 hours a day doing balloon decorating every single day, at least not to start with. So you've got to allow for more than that. So let's say you charge yourself out at £20 an hour, which still is not that much. And this column, say you've done a few before, so you're inflating 26 balloons with air. So imagine you're using a hand pump, a couple of 260Qs, you're not inflating those. But let's say you can do it in 20 minutes. So all of a sudden, the cost of your time has nearly doubled the cost of the whole thing. And let's say delivery, let's say it's a few miles away, there and back. Let's say it's a 3-mile round trip, and you're charging 50p per mile. And say that, so that's £1.50 delivery, which is very, 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 very cheap. Got to get rid of that gap. Can't leave that gap there. And of course, the time for delivery as well, you might actually add another 10 minutes. So that might actually be 30 minutes. But let's just leave it at 20 for now. So you think, okay, so that's that. So it's £15. Well, that's great. So if I was to just sell that at 20, I'll have made a fiver. Well, yes and no. You have to consider your overheads. Now, overheads are something, it's really hard to get your head around when you're first starting out. But it's not just if you've got a shop. If you're working at home, you still have overheads. So you still might be on your computer, you're still using electricity there. When you're at home, you might be using more, the heat might be on for longer because you used to go out to work, didn't have to pay for the heating because it was turned off all day, and now you've got to pay for that. And things like that. So you can see overheads cover rent, electricity, admin, telephone costs, whatever. You might have to buy a new mobile in order to be able to communicate with your customers because your mobile's really, really old. whatever, they're all there. And if you do watch that video, you'll see that Mark talks about it being roughly, in our industry, if you're in a shop, if you're in a commercial unit, if you're at home, the overheads still work out to be around 35% on average. You can't get your accurate overheads until you've been trading for a little while, and then you can look at your accounts and then you can see exactly what your overheads are, and then you can put that estimated figure in there. But 35% is what's recommended. And of course you want to make some profit because you want to be able to go out and buy some more stock. You want to be able to grow your business. And 20%, that's just what we've set it at. But if you want to make more than that, you could change that to 30%. And then this here is what your selling price should be based on what you've entered. Now, if you're at the beginning of your business journey, you might be just happy to charge 10% and get your name out there and get some pictures of products and put them on social media and all of that. The worst thing you can possibly do is just look at what everybody else charges and charge the same as them, because in most cases, if they are just new people, are just doing it for a bit of fun and they're not really considering the costing, not really wanting to make a real business out of it, then they might be taking these direct costs of £15 and charging an extra £5 and charging £20. So if you then want to try and compete with that, well, you've not made any profit and you won't have considered your overheads, so it's probably going to be costing you money. So I'd advise that you start off from the very beginning, giving yourself some profit and considering your overheads. If you don't want to have it at 35%, put it at 25%, but put it at something. Don't do that. Do not put it at 0, and do not put your profit at 0, because then you literally are obviously making no money. So let's put that back to 20%, put that back to 35%. This is all explained a lot more in the video. So really, you'd probably be wanting to charge £35 for that, I would say. I think £35 is a pretty good price for a column. And yeah, that's how you can find out your pricing. Now, you can use this for absolutely anything, no matter how small the job is, no matter how big the job is. So I'm gonna do it for a Helium design. Now, Helium numbers are obviously very, very popular. So say you want to do just a plain number 1. We're just going to go absolute, completely plain Qualitex number 1. Number 1 balloon. And that is, we're just going to do one of those, and it's £4.30 total cost. So there you go, that's the balloon. But we want to fill that with helium. Oh, let's put some ribbon in there. Ribbon is really cheap, so let's just say 5p. Oh, no, 0.05p. There you go, 5p. Now, the thing that you don't know about is helium. Now, helium, as I was saying, is far more expensive than people might realize. So if you go to the helium chart here, now, if you buy your helium regularly from somebody, then you put your costs in here. So for a V size, let's say it's £150. For a T size, £190. For a larger L size, £300. E33, let's say £350. And a G10, 190, and a G20, 250, say. And your monthly rental charge for each of those is £10, £10, £10, £10, £10, £10. I've not done these are Air Products cylinders. If you use Air Products, and you can put the prices in there. And these are just random prices that I've put in. And say you normally get a month's rent free with your cylinder, and you normally get through a cylinder in 3 months, so add a couple of months extra rental in those. So that is it. So you've got your price of your cylinder in there. Now, this on here, we've also got this got the capacity of each of the cylinders. And also, if you use regular things like 11-inch latex balloons, 18-inch foils, 22-inch bubbles, 24-inch bubbles, etc., it's got all of those set out based on whatever cylinder you use. However, just added a bit here that I think is really cool. So say you use a V-size cylinder, And so let's have a look at that Qualitex balloon. Oh, where do you find out what a Qualitex #1? Is it #1? Is that what I said? I think it was. Yeah, Qualitex #1 balloon. Well, where would I find out what the capacity is of a Qualitex #1 balloon? Well, let me show you. Let's go back to here, back to the website. And then go back to useful resources, and then here you have the manufacturer resources. And let's go to Qualitex and microfoil helium chart. Ooh, let's have a look at that. And it's a number, zoom in a little bit here, and it's a #1 balloon. Where would that be? Oh, here you go, #1, and go across, and that's 0.04 cubic meters. So if we go back to the spreadsheet, and we know it's 0.04 cubic meters, 0.04 cubic meters, and based on the prices that I've just put in up there, boom, it tells you. So that's how many #1s you'd be able to fill with a V size. And it's £3.76 per balloon. However, if you were to go for the L size, which obviously you get a lot more balloons out of, you get 225 of those out of there, and it goes down to £1.42. So it's always cheaper to buy. I mean, they were made up prices, but it's always cheaper to buy the larger cylinders. But the L size is 5 feet and it weighs over 13 stones. So not great to have in your house or the office, but you can see the difference there. But let's go with 376. So we're going to go back over here to the interactive pricing tool and put £3.76 in there. And that's it. So that's all we're going to do. Labour. Now, if we go back and charge £20 per hour, now how long does it take you to inflate a foil balloon and tie a weight? Oh, I forgot the weight. Let's tie a weight to it. Oh, I can't remember what the cost of the weights are now, but let's say it's a heavy weight. Let's say it's, I don't know, let's allow 30p. I don't know what they are. Oh no, let's 50p. There you go. So just for the product, it's £8.61. So you might see people selling these for just a tenner, which is fine. But say it takes you 5 minutes to do it at £20 an hour. Already you're adding your cost of time, and it goes up to over £10. And then this is the interesting part, and this is why you should watch the video. You have to consider your overheads. Your overheads, as I say, are your rent, your electricity, etc. And then you have to consider your profit. So £22.84 is really what you should be charging for that. But have a look around, see what other people are charging, see if you could charge £22.84 by adding a little bit more. So maybe you could add a collar of 5-inch balloons, etc. And you could have a play with this, say you're happy to make 10%. Okay, maybe you could sell it at £20. But that gives you a real idea, really good idea of what it's actually costing you, and it's really important to do this. And don't dismiss this because you think, well, I can't sell it for 20 quid, I'm not going to use this. You really, if you want to be in business, you do have to consider these. You definitely want to be making a profit to grow your business, get more stock in, and you definitely have to pay for your overheads. If you don't pay for your overheads, you're just not going to be able to run your business. So yeah, that's a very brief overview of our pricing tool, and you play with it. This is what's really good now, because we do have those other charts, those other resources. We've got Qualitex. Let's go back a little bit. So you've got the manufacturer resources, you've got Qualitex, you've got Amscan, you've got Sempertex, Grabo. Click on the Grabo one, I'll just show you that. The Grabo Helium chart there. And you can see they've got theirs by SKU, so you need to know the SKU, so you can look it up on here, but they have separated them by category, so Valentine's Day, wedding, etc. So you can do that on all of them. But if you are new, please, please, please give this serious consideration. And you probably would be able to get Helium for less than this as well, so ours are cheaper than that. So yeah, definitely worth having a look at that. So there you go, pricing, really, really important. Now the question of the week this week, it relates probably in a way around pricing. I'd like you to tell me what's the most expensive thing you have ever created for a customer and what was it? And how much was it? Leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube. What's the most expensive job you've ever had and what was the amount? If you're happy to tell us what that is. Leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube. That is it from me this week. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe and click that little bell icon to make sure that you're notified whenever we upload a new video. Stay as safe as you possibly can, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks. Bye.